They say wealth is earned, that you have to grind, hustle, pray harder, and maybe if you're lucky, God will notice. But the truth? The masters never chased wealth. They embodied it. Today we're uncovering the hidden code of divine wealth, the truth that religion forgot to teach, and the masters quietly lived every day. Stay until the end, because this isn't another prosperity talk. It's the real mechanism behind manifestation, abundance, and the power that creates worlds. The same power working through you right now. Let's start with the reality. For centuries, religion has taught people to look up for blessing, to ask, to plead, to prove themselves worthy. But the masters turned the direction inward. They said the source of all wealth is not above, it's within. You don't beg the ocean for a drop of water when you're standing in it. You simply cup your hands and receive. That's why the masters never prayed for supply, they expressed supply. They didn't see money as sacred or sinful. They saw it as condensed energy, responding to the vibration of consciousness. Every thought of fear shuts the flow. Every thought of gratitude opens it. When you hold lack in mind, you magnetize lack in form. When you rest in abundance, you draw abundance effortlessly. The masters understood this law so completely, they could multiply food, manifest gold, or heal the sick without struggle. Not because they were chosen, but because they aligned. Here's the paradox. Religion gave us faith in God, but took away faith as God. It taught dependence, not oneness. And that single distortion has kept humanity poor spiritually and materially for centuries. The masters reversed that teaching. They said, you and the Father are one. The source that gives life to the Son gives life to you. Once you realize that, the idea of lack becomes impossible. Look at nature. The tree doesn't beg for fruit, it unfolds it. The river doesn't strain to flow, it is the flow. When you understand that wealth is the same current moving through your own consciousness, you stop struggling. You don't chase, you remember. The master key is alignment. Thought, word, and feeling must agree. You can't affirm abundance while secretly fearing bills or doubting your worth. That contradiction breaks the circuit. When your inner talk matches your spoken word and both carry faith, manifestation becomes automatic. The masters lived this law with precision. When they spoke, it was truth made visible. When they acted, creation obeyed. And they told us plainly, these things I do, you shall do also. But why doesn't it work for most people? Because religion taught them to separate the seen from the unseen. It made spirit abstract and matter corrupt. So every time people reach for prosperity, guilt pulls them back. The masters erased that guilt. They said matter is spirit in slow motion. Gold, bread, shelter, all are God in form. When you honor them as such, you stop blocking the flow. Wealth, then, is not about possession, it's about permission. The permission to let divine energy circulate through you without shame. When you release judgment around money, it stops being your master and becomes your instrument. Let's bring this closer to life. When you wake up and give thanks before anything appears, you activate the current. When you speak blessing over your work instead of worry, you expand its field. When you act with generosity, you prove to the universe you trust its supply. That's the formula the masters live by. Not superstition, not begging, but conscious creation through faith aligned with action. In Life and Teaching of the Masters of the Far East, Book 5, they describe entire communities where money was unnecessary, not because they lacked value, but because they operated in direct exchange with divine substance. Every need met instantly because thought and matter had no gap between them. Imagine living that way. No anxiety about the next bill. No sense of separation between your prayer and its answer. Just quiet knowing. The supply is already given, waiting for your recognition. That recognition is the turning point. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a seeker and start seeing yourself as a channel, everything shifts. The current of life that creates stars starts managing your affairs. Opportunities appear, ideas come, people align, the form adjusts to the vibration you hold. And that's what religion missed. It taught that wealth was a reward after faith. The masters taught that wealth is faith expressing itself. You don't get abundance for believing you get it, because belief and being become one. So how do you walk this path? Start where you are. Stop calling yourself poor, unlucky, or behind. Those words are commands to the universe. Replace them with recognition. I am supplied by the same life that feeds the world. Feel that truth until it becomes more real than circumstance. Then act from it. Pay your bills with gratitude, not fear. Give something, even small, so the channel stays open. Speak blessings over your business, your home, your body. This isn't ritual, it's resonance. The masters prove that spirit responds to consciousness, not desperation. Every time you affirm unity, you step closer to the state where miracles are normal and wealth is natural. The master key to wealth isn't hidden in a book of rules. It's written in your own awareness. When you unlock it, money, health, and peace all follow as reflections of one truth. You are the source expressing itself. Stay with this teaching because in the long-form series ahead, we'll go deeper into how the masters applied the same law to healing, time, and even physical transformation. Subscribe, share this message, and remember wealth isn't something you find. It's what you remember you already are.